Whether you're looking to buy or sell your next home, you'll want to work with a realtor who's creative. Joining us in studio today is Skylar Harris with the Brokerage House.
Hi.
Skylar, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's your first time on At Home Jackson, so welcome.
It is, thank you.
Yes, tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
I am from Grass Lake. I moved to the West Coast post graduating from high school. Lived in San Francisco for a few years, moved to Boise where I practiced real estate, and decided to come home last year and got back into real estate here. So that's a little bit about myself and where I'm from.
It's always exciting to speak with someone that sold real estate in another area.
Yes.
Because it's so different all over the country.
It was very different, and Boise was one of the hottest markets in the country at the time, so it was so competitive and cutthroat, like 30 plus offers on every home that was listed. Wow. And it was just crazy, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot with negotiations and really how to be creative in a thriving market.
Right.
And moving back home, I feel like that's something that I've been able to bring, like my tips and tricks of working in this super hot, booming market, and then coming back to Jackson, Michigan, and being able to kind of put little different strategies in place for my clients.
Right. Well, we are looking forward to a hot, booming market here in Jackson this year. You and I were talking a little bit off camera about the way that you work with your sellers when you list a home, and I'd love to hear you tell us about that.
Yep. So I love working with my sellers. I think that every single client is different. Every single seller is different. So really going in initially and seeing what their desires are, what their plan is, where they need to go, if they're moving out of state, if they're relocating, whatever it may be, we come up with that action plan first. We declutter, kind of get everything out. If they already have another home to go to, amazing, because then I'll have a deep clean done. Everything will be just empty and perfect. I can come in with staging, fully stage the home no matter where it is. That's complimentary, included in my services as well. And then we do photography. We usually list on a Thursday if that fits the sellers well, and promote a large amount of marketing throughout Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and hold open houses during the weekend. So that's kind of our strategy as of right now. Of course, every single client's different, and we shift to our clients' needs. So
right, that definitely makes sense. So talk to us a little bit about staging, because that's a really exciting opportunity for a seller to have complimentary staging when they list.
Yes. So staging is very important for our clients. If the house is occupied, we try to go in there and work with what they have. If we need to bring furniture in, we are more than happy to do that. Homes that are vacant, we love to come in and fully stage the house. Buyers are able to visualize themselves there better when a home is staged. 73% of homes that are staged are on the market for less time, and 25% of them sell, or homes that are staged sell for 25% more than homes that are not staged. So
right.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a bang for the buck there.
It is. It is.
Especially because it was complimentary, so they didn't even have to pay for that service.
Yes, nothing comes out of their pockets for staging.
Right. A home selling 73% faster is huge, especially if you're living in it, because showing your house while you're living in it can be really challenging. So that's a huge plus.
Especially if they're purchasing another property and need those funds immediately or as fast as they can get them. It's very helpful in that scenario.
Yeah, and for folks who have moved out of their home and it's empty, you were saying that buyers really prefer to be able to visualize themselves there, and staging can do that.
Because sometimes it's hard, especially when I'm working on the buyer side. We go in and they're like, oh, like how do I put a couch in here? Where would I put it? And it kind of helps them be able to see how they could work this space. If it's a smaller space or larger space that's just very open, they can definitely see, visualize different ways of what they can do.
Right, yeah, what they can do with that space. I love that. So you were telling me a little bit too about your background, your college. You were a psychology major.
I was, yes.
Yeah, I really love that for a realtor, I was telling you, because I think that buying and selling is really an emotional process. So I'm sure you're able to kind of provide a unique perspective for your clients with your educational background.
Yes, to me, I feel like every transaction is different. Every single buyer seller is different. They have, different circumstances. It might be harder for them, more emotional, or if they're first-time home buyers, like there's a lot of fear that goes into it, because for many people, it's the biggest transaction they'll ever make in their life. So being able to consult them, talk them down when tensions are high, and reassure them that everything is okay, make them feel comfortable, especially with their budget, their financial position, and allow them to get the best bang for their buck and just be in a home that they genuinely love and not something that they bought on a whim because they were like strapped for time or strapped for money too.
Right.
And even getting creative in those ways, you know, being able to, if I have a lower budget buyer, like finding a home that really does work for them in an area that they like, that they'll gain equity in, it didn't kill their finances, that helps a lot too.
Right, absolutely. That's great information.
Yeah.
Well, if our viewers are interested in working with you when buying or selling, how can they reach you?
You can reach me at soldbysky.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Skylar.
Thank you.
Whether you're looking to buy or sell your next home, give Skylar Harris a call.